Good morning, everybody. This is TK coming at you live from the office for ReadySetFutures.com. Couple headlines today before we get into it. Copper could be headed higher. We've been calling lower. Could be up. Gold continues its chop. Crude accelerating its move lower. And the S&P 500, rolling back over on Federal Reserve uncertainty. Well, let's get right into it. Turning now to copper. As we said, a headline this morning is that copper could be headed higher. We continue to expect the move lower. We're moving through a low volume node here on the daily chart as we extend higher. Buyers are starting to see this as potentially a momentum play. As we look into the decode this just a touch, head down to the 4 hour. Pardon me, let's go to the, on this move lower, pardon me folks, you can see here 21575. This is a 4 hour chart. It gives you a good overview. Here's that low volume node that we're coming into, and our volume weighted average price for the move down. So we can expect, as you saw in the previous chart, we see a downward sloping trend. Though we are in a channel, I'd expect to see some selling pressure up here. So now that we got that squared away, let's go back to the daily. And we can head over to gold. Gold down in its lower value area boundary from the top side. What we believe is down, on its way down for a further move. We expect to be chopping around here. You can see we're again at a high volume node. Once price gets down to the low 20s, breaks through 1320, there's not much left holding it back, folks, for that move that we expect lower. Buyers you're going to see show up around 1290 at this 50% retracement. Sellers, if you're looking lower, 1270, also a good spot. But gold is conforming to what we think. You can see we're beginning to form a channel downward, lower swing highs, right? Swing high here, lower, and again a lower swing high. We did put in a lower low, and this is beginning to form up a lower channel. However, if we look at our weekly chart, turning to a broader time frame, again, you never want to get caught up in the lower time frames, and even on our daily charts, that for the big money out there, they're not operating at a daily chart. They operate at the weekly, monthly, even the seasonal level. So you can see here, price broke through its lower trend back in February. We moved up, we consolidated, we moved up again. We're now in another consolidation phase. And after that, we could likely head higher. Although, just as anything in this game, it's really anyone's guess. Moving on to crude. Crude is moving lower, as we have expected. Our position, well, again, not position, we're not in a position on crude, but our overall thought on crude is down. You can see how we have an upward channel here, higher highs, higher lows, and then we have rolled over, price breaking through the trend line, coming down, and swing high, if you will, forming the trend channel lower. As you can see, we never really came up to it, and so that, folks, is crude accelerating. Sellers coming into the picture here, back up at the volume point of control. And sellers also looking to take it down into the 43.40 period. Once we get toward this high volume grouping here, we can expect to see the sellers attempting to exit their position. Hopefully we'll get some buyers. We could see some buyers coming back in and attempting to move it higher, though I don't believe that's going to happen. I believe we could see crude down here at the lower value area boundary, but we'll have some wood to chop through this area, 44.30 down to 43.15, 43.20. And that's crude, folks, accelerating down. Moving over to the ES. ES is showing weakness in the European overnight. Volatility has certainly returned from the summer doldrums in this market. Short-term shorts could be looking at 21.25. That's a call off of the 4-hour chart. But those who are looking to swing trade this, we expect to see another move down here into the 2100 range, and really potentially tagging this high volume area and exploring, well, probably the backside of it around 2075. Fed speak not as strong as it has been in this market. We had Brainerd come out yesterday and indicate that Fed rate hike likely off of the table in September. Why did she need to do that? I don't know. Suspect, in my opinion. Macro data is not good, so what was the point of that? I don't know. But her coming out and speaking to that has brought some uncertainty into this market, and we're seeing a move lower in the overnight. Turning to the economic calendar, today, 13 September 2016, fairly slow day for news. You could see the British Consumer Price Index. Other than that, not a whole lot to report. Wednesday, September 14th, however, a few things to note. We have the British labor market report. I believe this is their second report after Brexit. So look for traders to understand what the trends are coming out of that. We have down here our crude inventory report. That's again on Wednesday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern, 7:30 Pacific. Always an interesting time in the crude market once we get that number. Thursday, though, Thursday's a humdinger of a day from a news standpoint. We have, let's see, Bank of England coming out with some announcements. We have the Fed Producer Price Index. We also have jobless claims. These are market-moving events, folks. These are market-moving news events. And later in the day, some more benign stuff, however, no less relevant, Fed balance sheet and the U.S. money supply. Turning to Friday, Friday is our quadruple witching day. If you're not sure what that means, this is the day that stock index futures expire, as well as stock futures. Additionally, stock future options and stock options expire on Friday. We typically expect quite a lot of volatility, and I don't feel that Friday would disappoint. We probably will get quite a bit of volatility. The other thing to note down here, Baker Hughes rig count for crude coming in after the main market closes 1 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. Sometimes a market moving event, sometimes not. Just depends. Something to have on your radar, though, coming out Friday. And that's the economic calendar. I'm going to go ahead and finally just give you a rundown of some of the international markets in the overnight. FTSE, London FTSE market down 0.1%. German DAX is up 0.3%. The Nikkei 225 also up 0.3%, though the Chinese Hang Seng is down 0.3%. And that's what we have for you today, traders. Again, this is TK from ReadySetFutures.com. We wish you the best of luck today, the 13th of September, 2016. If you like what you're seeing, please subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and give us a look over at ReadySetFutures.com. We appreciate it. Best of luck today, traders.